Hey everybody, this is Nathan here at the Gold Cove. Today's video is going to be titled something like, boy, this is going to be a good one. We have cooked it up right. Listen, if you don't know, we are here in Roseville, Michigan. That's just outside of Detroit. Drop in and visit us. Had somebody ask a question about, man, I'm super pumped for this video. I had somebody ask a question on one of the last videos about how much is it to ship $100 face. We were running a special. Our Monday morning special that we put out is spot minus $10 on 90%. We get a lot of local business from that. That really is just for local customers. I apologize for the people that want to ship. We're twofold, right? We got a kind of a national or even an international community where we're putting out videos and learning some things and doing some things and growing. But we do run a store and we're going to sell out of that. And we just don't have the shipping department up. So if that's you, you're watching and you ask that question, no shipping, especially 100 face. That's kind of a big thing that we would. Anyway, today's video is going to be kind of like why most people that get into precious metals fail. Kind of sucks the idea that when you get into this, you're going to fail. But most people do. I guess it's like that in anything. Like most real estate investors fail. Most marriages fail, a lot of things, right? And so let's try to avoid the failure. We don't want to get in ahead of time with the stats against us that we're going to fail. And some of the reasons that a lot of people will fail is, most of it is like the motivation or the reason or the logic they got into it in the first place. What I see a lot here in the store is kind of like a get-rich-quick idea. And I do spend time almost with every new customer that comes in. Like, I get a lot of younger people in here, and it just excites me that they're doing something and they're saving and they're into metal. I won't say I get a lot of younger people in here, but that's who I'll spend some time with when they do come in. Is like, why are you buying? Why do you want to buy it? If it's just like, man, I heard this stuff could go up and it's undervalued and it's manipulated down, it's going to go up and I'm going to sell and cash in. Most people actually won't even verbalize that. But that is their motivation. And so if your motivation in buying precious metals is to get rich quick, I got bad news. You won't. You probably won't. There are rare times, right? So if you bought $1 million worth of silver this time last year and you sold a couple months ago, I mean, to have $1 million already, you were almost kind of rich. And then to sell it, you could have tripled your money. But extremely unlikely. And so when I say most people will fail, that would be a scenario of just cashing in a big win. But all the deck is stacked against that. You know, you have to have the money, the fortitude to spend all that money in the first place on one kind of type of investment, and then have the fortitude to sell and all the hype, and it's going higher and it's higher. It's not super likely. People, you can't get into gold. You can't get into silver treating it like a lottery ticket, right? It's just a disciplined type investment. And so most people are not getting, I have good disciplined customers that are just average knockaround guys who buy super consistently and they tighten the belt in all the other realms of their life so that they can save gold and silver and have something later on. That's discipline. That is wealth building. But most people aren't doing that. Most people are coming in like it's a lottery ticket, and this is going to be a cash in for them. Another dangerous thing I don't quite see as much, at least here in my store, maybe if I open my eyes and look around the nation, overpaying on premiums. I guess I do see that a little bit. People will come in here and they'll tell me what they paid for things, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's overpayment on premiums. You got to be kind of careful. There's a lot of competitive sites out there. There's a lot of stores that are solid. You got to build relationships. But if you overpay for products, you're already in the hole. Could be a year worth, and that's just not going to work out. Cameron's here at the door. I'm going to let him in maybe. Well, my clicker's not working, so no, I'm not. Caleb might let him in. So overpaying for premiums, you cannot do that. If you start out in that hole, you got to dig, a year or 2 or 3 worth of silver rising to get those premiums back. And then if you're going to sell into a market where it's gone up quite a bit, you're going to lose. Dealers are going to pay under spot price, whether it's a national dealer or a local dealer. Gold and silver are a reward for the patient, for the disciplined. And I don't know that people are going to want to hear this, but it really truly just is all about wealth preservation. I'm not saying you have to be wealthy to preserve it in gold and silver, although that is good. But if you're trying to take some of your income from today, right? Most of America is all consumerism. And so we consume what we make. And other people eat what we make because we buy their products. But if you're going to preserve some of that income and you want to put it in gold and silver because you're not like a stock investor, or if you're not the guy that's going to build up his 401k, there are a lot of people that are just not going to invest in stocks. They're just not going to do it. And so they're either going to spend their money, they're going to save their money, or for the average Joe, he can buy a little bit of gold and a little bit of silver and keep doing it and keep doing it and keep doing it. And over time, he has got a jumbo pile of metal, even just buying a little bit over decades. So it really is all about wealth preservation. It's not about huge growth. It's not about get rich quick. It's not about lottery. If you are a quick hitter and you're like, man, I need those quick hits. I got to get a quick hit. You're going to be a trader, right? And so you might trade paper products, whether that is other commodities, silver, gold, whatever that is. You're a trader. You're definitely a trader. Another problem is you can buy the wrong product, right? And so, if you get marketed the wrong way, you might buy all these classic Morgan dollars that are a little bit better grade and overpay for that. You might buy these, high-end novelty type coins that come in boxes and they're bullion, but they're fancy and they're $20, $30 over spot and they're cartoon characters or Marvel things or this, or just paying too much, buying the wrong product. You definitely can get hurt that way. Another thing I see a lot happening, I see this a lot, it's emotional buying and selling. People are buying out of emotion. And so I can count on a couple of hands really heavy customers that bought over the last 10 years. And maybe they were even new to metals or even new to heavy buying. And they just had some kind of foresight and discipline. And they bought hundreds of thousands of dollars of gold and silver when silver was 20 and gold was 1,200 or 1,600. And I remember even thinking this is definitely not dollar cost averaging. This is over a year's time, maybe just buying some big chunks. And then they just waited it out, right? And so there can be times silver's $20, $21, $22, and that's over a course of a couple of years, $25. Oh, now it's 22 again. And you're like, why did I buy this? There's zero excitement. But if you have that foresight, like this is long-term, this stuff should go up. And it does, but it's the patient that are rewarded there. And so emotional buying, right? So when silver was $100, I think gold too, I see more emotional buying in silver than I do in gold. Gold is just, you almost have to be wealthy to buy gold in the first place. And so that's just, to me, people that are buying ounces of gold or large purchases of gold, they're kind of disciplined and they've, for a reason, they have that kind of money to be able to buy a tube of gold eagles. And so their makeup is just different. Even if they paid $5,000 an ounce, $5,200 an ounce, just gold is always the top dog. It's on the top. But silver, I see a lot of emotional buying. And so I had lots of new customers in here, first-time buyers buying silver at $100 an ounce, $90 an ounce, $105 an ounce. And it's because they're friends who are stackers, or just what they heard, right? That, man, you got to get on this train. It's going up $5 a day. It's going to go up it's going up $10 a week, $20 a week. And that's emotional, frenzied buying. And then that same person will turn around. Haven't quite seen it yet. A lot of the people that bought monster boxes or something from me during that time, I haven't seen them come in and sell yet. But those same people will just be discouraged in a short period of time and they'll sell at a loss. And so it's emotional buying that turns into emotional selling, or I'm guilty of this too. Like if, when gold and silver are up $90, either $90 or $80, and then they're $70 and you're like emotional selling. You'll sell because you're like, man, if this is it and it's going back down to 30, 40, I better at least sell some at a higher point. And so there can be emotional selling, but I'm a dealer, right? So I can't get caught with just tons of inventory if it goes down in half, but stackers can because you're talking about over 10, 20 years of time period. You really should buy this stuff with the outlook that I hope I never have to sell it. And you're not looking for exit points. Or, you know what, I bought this stuff when my daughter was born, and when she gets married, I'll sell it and pay for her wedding. And so that would be a good exit point. A lot of people will buy this stuff and they won't have an exit strategy. If your exit strategy is to die and pass it on, okay, that's fair. But if you don't have an exit strategy, a lot of people will buy it without any exit strategy, without any thought. So if you avoid these mistakes, one more thing I want to address, a couple more things. I got a guy at the door, but I think he'll wait. Couple more things. I hear that people say like, oh, not oil, gold and silver are like an archaic metal. That was your father's metal, your grandfather's metal. It's just losing favor. It's antiquated. It's archaic. The next generations are not going to be into it. And I don't know. I'm not buying into that. You want to buy into that? You want to address it in the comments that gold and silver are antiquated and they've had their time for as far back as I've read stories in biblical times. I mean, wars were fought over gold and silver. Kingdoms were plundered. And when you took over a nation, they took all their gold and silver. So gold and silver have always been on the top as stores of value. Land, obviously, right? You take over another kingdom, it'd be your kingdom, you'd have that land. And now in modern day, it's oil. We can see that playing out today, that it's oil as well. So until I see something otherwise, you want to say gold and silver have had their day and they're antiquated and they're replaced by cryptocurrency, which has been for a while now, crypto. They're still on top. They're still going forward. Another quick thing, I got these 3 coin sets that came in maybe a month ago. Super awesome. Same guy. I think if you guys are consistent video watchers, I had a guy sell me 3 or 4 of these maybe 6 months ago. And 1 ounce platinum, 1 ounce gold, 1 ounce silver, all proof. Pretty rare set. And I've only bought these from one customer ever. And I'm showcasing them because I had one guy come in from about 2 hours away, hour and a half, and he bought them last time I put them in a video. And so maybe he's watching. If you're watching, give us a call. We'll work out a deal on these. I know last time he traded some monster boxes of silver for it. I'm pretty stacked on silver right now, but love to sell them. And these are great kind of collectible, but not super expensive over gold and silver. Guys, I appreciate you watching. Jump down in the comments and let me know some of your experiences. I'm like, yeah, I bought during the 2011 run up or 2010 when it was at a high and I should have sold, or yeah, I got into this and I bought at 80 or 90, and things that you've learned, things that can help other stackers out. Jump in the comments. Let me know what you think, maybe some other reasons, good motivations or bad motivations to get into this stuff. But here's the thing. Take a little bit extra off the table. Tighten your belt. Don't buy all these consumer goods and consumer food that people drinks that, and buy gold and silver. Set it aside. Don't touch it. Pretend like you don't have it, and add to your wealth. That way, you really can't lose going that way. I'm not telling you to buy when it's high, but just buy when you have extra and lock in your efforts at work, your income efforts. Okay, guys, have a great day. Thanks for watching.
Thank you guys for watching our videos, subscribing to the channel, and liking our content. We are truly enjoying this journey on YouTube with all of you, and I hope you guys are as well. Be sure to be subscribed to the channel and notified on all of our content. And most importantly, buy precious metals, and don't forget to check out Cameron's whatnot called Gold Cove Cam on there. Things are going way too cheap. It's exciting. It's fun. I'm on there. Pops is on there. Cams is on there. And yeah, don't forget to, throw in some suggestions in the comments down below of what you want to see. Or if you want to be on film, please also let us know. Take care, everyone. We appreciate y'all. Have a great day.